101.3, el sonido de hoy. Live now on the Euphoria app. Download it for free. Euphoria.
Feliz viernes, feliz Día Internacional de la Mujer. Yo soy tu amiga Angel Baby y te tengo una invitación especial. Tengo una entrevista con la vicepresidente Kamala Harris, que visitó nuestros estudios hoy día. Y va a comenzar en 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Disfruta. Hola, ¿qué tal? I'm your host, Angel Baby de Amor 106.3 here in Phoenix, Arizona. And today, we have a very special treat for you. It's not every day that we get the chance to sit down with history makers. And today's interview promises to be both insightful and inspiring. She was born in Oakland, California. Yes. Bay Area girl just like me. Became the first woman to be California's Attorney General, the first Indian American senator, and now, of course, the first Black woman and first Asian American to be Vice President of these United States. So
first woman.
First woman. So without further ado, let's get hyphy with the only Vice President, Kamala Harris.
Thank you, Angel. It's good to be with you.
It's good to be here with you as well. Thank you for spending time with our studios to talk to our community.
Of course. It's something I care deeply about.
And well, I mean, you have broken so many barriers in your life, and you have shattered the thickest glass ceiling ever, being the first woman vice president of the United States. What advice do you have for women aspiring to break barriers in their own fields, since March is the month of International Women's Day?
You know, I was raised, my sister Maya and I were raised by a mother who taught us from birth that you can do and be everything. And you shouldn't be limited by other people's limited ability to see what you can do, right?
Right.
Know what you can do, and don't feel like you have to be confined to other people's limited visions of who you are. I like to say I eat no for breakfast.
Love it. I think I might use that too.
You can use it. I don't hear no. I don't hear it can't be done. I don't hear there's nobody like you who has done it before. I don't hear those things. And so I would encourage other women, don't hear no if somebody suggests to you that because you are a woman, you are incapable of doing certain things or having certain dreams or ambitions. I mentor a lot of young women. I say, you know, you must have ambition. It's a good thing to be a woman and have ambition. To young girls, I'll say, you dream with ambition. We should always encourage in our girls to have ambition. This is what I love about girls in sports and all of the women's leagues. It's good to be competitive and to be a part of a team, right?
Yes.
And I think that these are some of the important kind of lessons that I've learned over the years, including what my mother said to me often, Kamala, you may be the first to do many things. Make sure you're not the last.
Love that. So very
right?
true. Our parents have so much wisdom that they give to us, right?
Indeed.
I know my mom and my dad always told me, make sure you go to school, get a college education, make your dreams come true.
Right.
So to all of those people that are listening to us right now, Vice President, what would you say about education in today's society, in today's world?
It's key. It's key. And because knowledge is key.
Right.
Now, I certainly know plenty of people in my life who did not have a formal higher education and were some of the smartest people I know. But having a life that is in pursuit of knowledge, informing yourself, having an interest in the world around you instead of, you know, beyond your own world.
Yes.
I think is key to enjoyment of life and to success, right? But in terms of formal education, listen, we're living now in the 21st century where there are just certain skills that you will and can only get through a formal education, and that's through high school, it may be college, it may be through an apprenticeship program. I'm a big believer in union apprenticeship programs. So there are many ways to get that education. It's not just college, but I encourage people to always be in pursuit of knowledge. It will be a much more satisfying life.
I truly agree with you. And here in Phoenix, we have a lot of Latino food.
Yes.
Do you like Latino food?
Oh, are you kidding me? Of course I do. Of course I do.
Which are your favorites?
I mean, everything. I love mole.
Ooh,
I love mole.
So yummy.
I'm learning, you know, with the chocolate, I'm learning how to make it. And then, you know, I mean, my mother had an incredible chili relleno recipe. That I make every Christmas.
You make chile rellenos?
I do, every Christmas morning.
Wow.
I do. So different recipes.
So yummy.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we have a lot of restaurants that are owned by Latinos here
I
in
know,
Arizona.
I know.
And you are a huge vocal advocate for small businesses.
Yes.
So what initiatives or policies do you believe are essential in supporting the growth and success of these businesses?
So I love small businesses. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you, growing up, we lived in an apartment on top of a nursery school. And the nursery school was run by a woman that we called our second mother, because
Yeah.
my mother would work long hours, and so she would take care of us when we came back from school, or sometimes on the weekends if my mother was working. And she was a small business owner. She ran this daycare center. She hired locally. She mentored a lot of the young women who were mothers who would drop their kids off at school.
Yeah.
And I just, at an early age, admired the fact that her work and her spirit was not just about running a business, but being a community leader, being a civic leader. I love small businesses. I love small business owners because they are truly leaders in the community. And so when I was in the United States Senate, part of the work I did was to get more money into community banks that can then get the money to those small businesses to help young entrepreneurs start a business or to help them grow a business. And I created, since I've been vice president, this thing that we call the Economic Opportunity Council to get some of the big banks and technology companies
Yeah.
to put money into the community banks to go into community businesses. And you may know, Latinas are the fastest growing
Yeah.
small business owner in America. And the businesses, by the way, yes, they're restaurants, but they're also technology companies.
Most definitely.
They're also clean energy companies.
Yeah.
They're construction companies, right? Doing extraordinary work and hiring locally and mentoring and reinforcing the civic and cultural fabric of communities, as well as strengthening the economy. I'm very excited about small businesses.
Me too. I have a lot of friends who are owners of small
Right.
businesses. So thank you so much for helping them out. That's amazing.
You know, almost everywhere I go around the country as I travel, and I travel a lot, I try to stop in and see a small business if I can. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you know, on a lighter note, we have talked about food, Latino
Yes,
food. How
yes.
about Latino music?
Oh,
Do you listen to any? What's your favorite
Oh,
song?
everything. I mean, I love Bad Bunny most recently.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Who's
I
the
mean,
guy?
I grew up in the Bay Area, right? So
Yeah.
it was all the oldies and classics too. But it's also what's been happening in terms of just, if you think about the influence of Latino music across the board, be it on jazz or reggaeton, or I mean, it's just across the board. The influence is so prevalent in a really exciting way.
It's very
Yeah.
fun. You can listen to the fusion of the sounds,
That's
right?
exactly right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
So not any song that you may have right now on your playlist that you can think of or you remember?
Sadly, my playlist these days are my binder full of briefing documents.
You need a
It's
little
pretty
music,
sad.
though, to
I
get a
just
little
feel like I don't
hypey.
get out much.
So you are busy, very busy
Yeah.
woman. What
Yeah.
do you do when you relax?
I cook.
You
I love to cook.
cook.
I love to cook. And my favorite, I mean, as crazy as my life is, the one thing that I try to hold on to that makes me feel just grounded is Sunday family dinner.
Oh, very nice.
So I cook Sunday family dinner whenever I can, and our kids and extended family, my godchildren, different people, my in-laws will come, and that gives me joy like I cannot express.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
so cool. So
Yeah.
when you cook, like, do you have the sazon, like as Latinos say? Like, you don't have to look at a recipe, or are you in the book, like me in the kitchen, like, oh my
No,
God, a cup of what
I'm
now?
actually writing down my recipes because my family is asking me to write down my recipes because I just do it. In fact, right now, I'm hoping to go home and I'm going to be marinating a pork shoulder.
Wow.
Yeah, with I'm doing a garlic paste and you want my recipe? and sazon, the Puerto Rican one, right? Which has like cumin and has some
Yeah.
Anyway, yes.
So very yummy.
So I can make it
Awesome.
for Sunday, but I'm going to marinate it for 2 days.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah.
So, well, we are in an election year, Vice President. So, What words do you have to our community here in Phoenix? Last presidential election, Arizona changed colors.
Yes.
The Hispanic vote had a huge
Absolutely.
say in that color that
Yeah.
changed. What do you say to the voters here in Phoenix at this moment, and to the ones who probably are on the fence about things going on in the country and not wanting to vote?
So first of all, you're right. Arizona made all the difference in
Yes.
who ended up being president. And Arizona is part of the reason I'm the first woman vice president of the United States. And the people here in Phoenix were active and engaged and involved, and young voters, voters of every age. And what I have to say first and foremost is never let anyone silence you and convince you. You know, there are a lot of forces that try to convince Latino voters, women voters, people of color, young voters, that their vote doesn't make a difference.
Right.
Don't listen to that. When we turn out in our numbers, that's when we're able to do the kind of work we've done, dealing with an issue like gun violence, which in fact impacts so many of our communities. It is because people voted in 2020 here in Arizona that the president and I were able to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for our seniors. Latinos are 70% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes. And the work of capping the cost of insulin for our seniors is all the difference between being able to afford to fill their prescription, or afford to pay rent or put food in the refrigerator. So when people vote, it makes a difference. And I would first thank everyone for what you did in 2020. Let's do it again in 2024. Let's fight for our democracy.
Yes.
And, you know, there's so many people who understand and come from, you know, the whatever country of origin, and know what it's like when your freedoms are taken away. This election is as much as anything about a fight for freedoms and for democracy.
So go out and vote.
So go out and vote.
Go out and
It
vote.
makes a difference.
Most definitely. Vice President, they are letting me know that that's time for
Okay.
you to go. So before
Okay.
you go, I know you're here in Arizona for a bit, but I hope you get out to check out the hiking trails. This state is not only a desert, but it's got beautiful nature.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
this
that you
state.
can take advantage of and get great pictures to take back to DC
I
and
would
show
love to do that.
Biden. And let him know to come over here and talk to Angel Baby too.
Well, Angel Baby, I'm going to tell everybody. Everyone should talk to Angel Baby.
I love it. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Vice President. Thank you so
I'm
much
glad
for
to
being
be with you.
Thank you for being such an inspiration for
Thank
all of
you.
us women. First woman Vice President. I was in tears when you got sworn in.
thank you.
It was amazing. Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It means the
I'm Angel Baby on Amor 106.3. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to stay engaged. Go out and vote on Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, Angel Baby. Ciao, ciao.